Hi, it's David in the Stained Glass Studio, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about logos. Over the past years, we've had occasion to do quite a number of logos. In fact, Jeannie did a whole book called Mandalas for Success. And in that book, she did talk about a bunch of different logos that we had done. Just this last year, we did the logo for the Young Living people down in Mona, Utah, and we installed a beautiful stained glass window which is lit from the rear. This is really neat because it's got a phone app that they can click it to turn it on and turn it off, schedule when it's going to be on. They can also light it up to where it's brighter or dimmer. It's really quite a system that they came up with, and so it's pretty neat. Then I wanted to tell you about Utah Seaplanes. This was a little business where a friend would rent. You could charter his plane and fly around. In fact, he became such a good friend that Jeannie and her friend Catherine Allen gave them a ride on his boat on Utah Lake, and so that was quite fun. And also, here's a picture of a stained glass window that is demonstrating the logo of a friend of Jeannie's. She became a friend, and in fact, they're such good friends that they meet regularly to talk about their businesses and their plans for the future. And so that's pretty neat. And her business makes planners. And in fact, those planners are so good that Jeannie's almost always with her planner, or it's really close by, because she can't hardly live without it. Anyhow, we've had a chance to do a lot of different logos, and people who the logos are for have become good friends. And so now we're going to go to some video we shot about a different logo.
So, welcome. We are here with Jake Reese, and I am so excited to be working with him. And I would like for you to just tell me about your business, the mission of it, and just get us excited about what you're doing.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, Jeannie. I appreciate being here, and it's been great to get to know you and your family, and to be blessed by the gifts and talents that you all have as well.
Thank you.
As you've asked, I am the founder of Nakukui Creations, and Nakukui is actually a Hawaiian word, which one of the translations is many lights. And this whole idea of the nonprofit came about years ago when I felt personally called to step up and do more with the gifts and talents that God had blessed me with. And at the time, I didn't really feel like I was very talented. I didn't really feel like I had much to offer, and I'm sure many of us might feel similarly. I was surrounded by a lot of friends that just seemed so incredible to me. And I knew back then that I was at a place in my life where God wanted me to develop and discover more of my gifts and talents so that I could then use that not only to help myself be empowered, but to help bless the lives of others. And that really is the essence of how Nakukui came about. We are a nonprofit organization focused on inspiring people to use their God-given gifts and talents for good.
Oh, I love that. That's wonderful. And I feel like having you come here and giving me the opportunity to build your logos
Yes.
is so wonderful. So tell us a little bit about the logo that you designed.
Yeah, I would love to. So our logo, this is just one of the examples, but our logo is our symbol for light. And it also is representative of a torch. Again, Nakukui means many lights, and another translation for kukui comes from the fact that we have a tree back home called the Kukui nut tree, or the candle nut tree. And anciently Hawaiians would use the oil from the nut and from the meat in the nut to help add light to the night. So this symbol is our symbol for light. And each panel has different significance and different meanings. If you were to just isolate the logo itself, which is the bottom part of this tier, this is the logo 3 times on top of each other. But if you just look at this, the top 2 panels represent the windows of heaven, the source of light. The bottom V represents the world in which we live, and that little triangle on the inside represents you and I, each of us. And we're the connection between heaven and earth. And as we open ourselves to receive light from God and to be inspired by Him, we have the ability to share Nakukui everywhere we go.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I feel like that really works well with stained glass, doesn't it?
It does.
Because with stained glass, it's all about light.
Yeah.
You know, the glass is beautiful by itself, but then when you lift it up to the sunshine or a lamp, then that's when it becomes beautiful.
Yeah.
So why did you think we might work together?
Well, I mean, you all definitely know stained glass way better than I do, but you don't need to be an expert in stained glass to appreciate the beauty that comes from the gift of creating stained glass work. And I've always been so inspired by driving by beautiful buildings or edifices that use stained glass as a way to illuminate space and a way to shine light, literally, on a message or on an image that inspires people. So as I've been thinking recently of how to find ways to have our logo be able to be displayed by our followers and those people that are inspired by this movement, one random visual that came to my mind was like, and my mind kind of goes all over the place at times, but one of the random ideas was, how cool would it be if we could make the logo out of stained glass? And more specifically, how cool would it be to have a stained glass logo that served as a rear view mirror hanger in our cars, so every time we're driving and light hits it, it's a reminder for us to share our light. And in my mind, I'm thinking, that's a far-fetched idea. I don't know anybody that does stained glass, let alone who would be willing to do something so intricate and so detailed. And I felt like I was led to reach out and call locally, and connected with you, Jeannie. And just from the moment I met both of you, the grace that you handled my nonprofit in, and the willingness you had to even try to attempt to do this blew my mind.
We tried a few different things.
We have.
And so we came up with something. So let's take a look at that.
Yeah, let me go grab here. So here's one gorgeous example of the stained glass, and you can see again the top 2 quadrants represent the windows of heaven. We have that in kind of blue. The bottom represents the world, and this middle represents us. But gorgeous how it turned out. We're able to turn it into a rear view mirror hanger.
I love it.
And I've been hanging it in my car.
Yay!
And it's been amazing to watch it different times of the day as it catches light. It really does. It serves as a beautiful reminder to enjoy not only the light that's around us, but to remember to be a source of it too.
Oh, fantastic. I love what you've done to kind of hook it on there into the
learning as I go.
Yeah, that's
yes,
wonderful.
Learning as I go.
That really, well, I think when we have found that the installation of a piece, sometimes it just brings it to life. You know, when it's framed, or when it's in the window, or installed, or put together like that, it just, we just kind of collaborate and make it even better.
Yeah.
So what do you plan on doing with all of these?
Well, I would love to have this be a way for us to raise awareness of our nonprofit, but also to distribute and sell these so that we can earn funding that helps us to continue to promote the initiatives and projects that we have to help share light worldwide. And one of the things that Nakukui leans into, because it's more of my passion and my talent and gift, is I love creating music, writing, songwriting, and directing and producing music videos. So we just released 3 music videos last year. We couldn't have done it without donations and support from people that have purchased our merchandise, And we're hoping that as people see this and hopefully enjoy what it represents and purchase it, they recognize that all proceeds from the purchase goes toward helping us create more of these projects and putting on these events.
Fantastic. And aren't you having an event coming up?
We are, yeah. So end of October, I know it's Halloween time, but we're kind of flipping the concept of Halloween on its back a little bit, and we're doing what we're calling Light the Night. And this focusing on light and having light be the primary emphasis of our gathering. So I'm from Hawaii, which is why we have a lot of Hawaiian terminology, but the annual theme of this get together is called Makahiki Games and Festivities. And Makahiki in Hawaii is a season where families, chiefs, and back in the day, and individuals would set aside their weapons of war and come together in an effort to promote peace, harmony, rejuvenation to the land. They would use it as a time of rest and a time of restoration. And oftentimes during this season of Makahiki, which was actually kicked off by the constellation Pleiades, so they would be looking for this constellation, which would oftentimes show itself in October, November, and would run till January. But this is a season of peace, and there'd be a lot of games and people using their gifts and talents during this time to bless one another. So in that same spirit, we're gonna do a 2-day event where we invite people to come and share their gifts and talents for a cause. And we're gonna run a sports tournament simultaneously, so people can come and use that gift of athleticism, but also come and learn more about our cause and be blessed by beautiful creations like this.
Jake, I'm so excited by what you're doing.
Thank you.
So I don't know, I'm encouraged. I just think that it's wonderful.
Thank you.
So how can we find you, or how can we find some of your music that you've written?
Sure, yeah. So you can find us on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook primarily, and our handle is Nakukui Creations. I can share that with you. Maybe we can share that on the YouTube messaging. But you can go there and follow us on Instagram. That's where primarily most of our content is. And whenever we release music videos or larger productions, you'll find that on our YouTube channel as well. We also have a website, nakukui.org, and that's where you can go to purchase our music or to purchase beautiful creations like this and help to support our cause.
Oh, fantastic.
Great.
I've been blessed to partner and work with a lot of them on music. As one of the things that we're doing, we're also starting a vodcast. So we're calling it Stories of Light, Soulcast.
All right.
And we're going to be sharing and featuring people who are going about doing good. So be looking for that too on the horizon.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming and being on our channel, and thank all of you for listening and being a part of what we're trying to do. Kind of, the same thing. We're working with light and wanting to encourage other people to take classes and have stained glass in their home. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
This is the testimony, last of all, I give up here.